dun, dun. You know, it's so funny because I will sit at the counter drinking my coffee every morning, and I will sit here and think, what can I do for a YouTube video? What can I do for a YouTube video? And you know what? I'm just going to be me. And if anybody wants to watch it, they can watch it. And if they don't watch it, well, then they don't watch it. And I'll just go another 3 years without having any subscribers. And that's okay. So this is the channel called Spirit Talks. And the reason I named it Spirit Talks is because I want this channel to be about talking about your spirituality, you know, your beliefs. I believe in God. I'm a Christian. I have so much faith. My life has changed so much. And so I just thought, you know, I do have another channel, and it's called Quarantine Chronicles. And so that's another one that I would talk about, like life in quarantine. So I am almost 53 years old, and I would like to start with who I am. And I have to do it in a recording and then put it on. I cannot do lives because I'm not there yet. I guess YouTube won't let me. So I'm sitting in a camper right now, and that's another story for Quarantine Chronicles. But I could also tell the story, I guess, on here because it has to do with spirituality and my journey. So my name is Catherine Marie, and I will be 53 years old on December 7th. I was adopted, and then my dad died when I was 3 years old due to stomach cancer. I have a sister who's 9 months apart from me because before my father died, my mom and my dad found out they were pregnant and could have kids. So when my father died, my mother was left with 2 young babies. She then moved us to Thousand Oaks, where she had met someone else, got married, and my brother was born. So when she got married, the man she married had a son who was the same age as my sister and I. So there was 3 of us kids all the same age. Then my brother was born when I was 5, so we're 5 years apart. Things were, from what I remember, a bit rough. My mom then, moved us later up to a town called Allegheny. We moved, well, first I think we moved to Columbia and then Sonora. So these are all towns up in Gold Rush country. These are the old ghost towns of the Gold Rush days. And up the Yuba River, near Truckee, all that up north. And so today, as an adult, I appreciate it a lot more than I did when I was a kid. I remember living in this really small town called Allegheny, where I think maybe the total people that lived there was 50, if that. And you had the high road and the low road. Yeah, it was incredible. I remember the haunted mansion. I remember that the Hells Angels lived across the street from us, or catty corner, if I remember right. There was the haunted cemetery. And then there was the gold mines. And so it was pretty cool if you look back now at how my mom raised us. Then we moved to a town called Pike City. They called it Pike City. It wasn't really a city, but Pike City. And my mom had 43 acres of land, and she named it Zinfandel Lane. We lived on a lot of land, and we had a cabin. I lived in a cabin, and we had no electricity. Um, I remember that the generator would be turned on the weekends if we were good and behaved and all that, didn't give mom a hard time. The generator would get turned on, and then we would watch a really small TV. So different from what it is today. um, that's when Grease came out. I remember I was 11 years old. That's when Grease came out. We had to walk a mile out to the bus stop every day. Um, I want to take a trip up there. I want to do a trip and film it and put it on YouTube. So, anyways, I'm going to put some pictures of the town that I grew up in. So that's that. I then moved from there to Nevada City, which is where I went to high school. Those days were really rough for me because I was bullied a lot. And it just I just had a really tough teenage life. I really was not a good kid. I was always getting in trouble, but I wasn't happy. So I ran away from home at 16, and then I'll never forget it. I think my sister and we had made our own plans, and we were like, but we have to get back into the house by 8 o'clock. Well, I remember I was drinking and partying, the boys and all that, and I was like, oh my God, it's like almost 9 o'clock. I am in trouble. Like, I was so scared to go home. I was like, I can't go home. And that was it. I never went home. I decided that I was too scared to step foot in that house. That's how terrified I was. And I ended up, I can remember leaving and hiding from the cars and ducking from cars, because if they saw me, then I would, have to get taken home. I remember sleeping on lawns and hiding out in the cold. I remember all that. But I then made plans and with my friends and moved to Tahoe, Kings Beach on the North Shore. And that was party time. And it got old, and then I decided to hitchhike from Tahoe to San Francisco because of a boy. And I was determined. I am a very determined person. When I want something, I go after it. So I did. I hitchhiked, and I'll never forget that story. That was a scary one. I can go back to that. I have many stories that I can tell throughout my life. But I got there to San Francisco, and the boy that I really liked, I remember walking in and finding him. I literally did. I found him at a party, and I walked in, and of course he had a girlfriend, like when he was visiting Tahoe, he was like cheating, and he had a girlfriend, almost like in the movies. You walk in and you're like, hey, I'm here, and it's like, what are you doing here? Wait, what are you doing here? Who's this? The girl says, who's this? And so finding out that he had a girlfriend and he wasn't leaving her or anything like that, it was just like, okay, now I'm in San Francisco. So actually it was more San Jose. But that's where I started my 17, 18 years old journey. Anyway, so that's a little bit of me, and I'm going to continue. I'm going to try to be consistent and continue with my stories. I know that this is probably boring, and, hopefully somebody will want to listen to my story and get to know me. Because, a lot of us shy away. We're like, oh my God, I'm not going to do YouTube videos. I'll never be anybody. I mean, nobody's going to want to watch me, because who am I? Well, you know what? I'm Catherine. And it's nice to meet you. And I love people, and I love life, and I am a very positive person today. I do everything I can to help others. And so I hope that you guys like my stories, and I hope that you want to get to know who I am. I could stay at the very bottom, or I could get people to really like me and they may just follow me. I don't know. Social media is a very, very trippy thing. And I'm not on it to make money. I'm not on it to, be famous. I'm on it so that I can spread the message. And I hope I can reach people. And that would make me happier than having 1.5K followers or fans, however you want to say it. The only reason that I would want that many is to know that I've helped all those people, or they've enjoyed my company here on video. On YouTube. I just want to share my story, and I have a lot to share. So, hey, might as well just start somewhere, right? Everybody starts at the bottom. So I hope you all have a beautiful Sunday. Tomorrow is Monday the 26th of October. We are nearing the end. Halloween is coming. And the holidays are almost here. And we are all in this pandemic still. And it is so, so tough. So tough. And so I want to end this with you getting to know who I am. I want to end it in that the way that I'm making it through this whole pandemic is with God. God is my number one. I get up in the morning and the first thing I try to say to myself is, good things are going to happen to me today. And good